Here's a good Halloween trick. Buy a bunch of Reese's. There you go. Turn off all the lights in your house. Yeah. And then just don't answer the door. Not sorry, Reese's.
We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Denver Broncos. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. First carry for their fullback. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
Here's the first carry for Alex Collins. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. Justin Reed, the safety, made the tackle.
And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep. And on the first play, they give up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on first down. That's what they talk about us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run.
Here's a 2nd and 7 now from their own 7.
Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
On 2nd down, Collins. And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up.
Hey. We got three. Three down.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And they're going to get the 1st down here across the 15-yard line. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
Come on, let's go. White 90. Kill. Ohio. Switch. Flex round. 46, boys. 46. Ohio.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Drops it underneath for Collins. No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. On play action, they'll throw. Shedding through the defense, and the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And the Chiefs are going to get him.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play action sack. And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And it's Chiefs football. 1st and 10. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. They were forced to punt last time. Now, I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. They want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42.
Gun! Watch you now, Barney! All right, now, lucky 56. Check.
They'll set up to throw. Oh, the rookie nearly had the pick. Probably should have had it. 3rd down now.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. Flush to his right. The open man is Smith. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
Go on the ball.
You got three down. Check 4.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, the spin. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That's 30 yards now in the last 2 plays, back-to-back 15-yarders, and they're rolling.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Detroit! Detroit! Gun! 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 All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Jonathan Hankins able to swamp him from that defensive tackle spot for a loss of 5. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range.
3 down, 3 down. Hey, check, check. Watch him now, Barney, Barney.
Now a handoff. Here's Williams. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a second and long after the holding call.
3 down, 3 down. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Following the penalty, it's Williams. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. That'll be a gain of 15 yards. And it'll be 3rd and 10 now.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Set. Blue 90. Blue 90. Watch him now, Barney, Barney.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, this is one of the downsides of being a rookie quarterback. You know you're going to get called out about everything you do that goes wrong. Here, maybe he's a little uncertain about where to go with the football. And at this level, uncertainty equals turnovers. And this one winds up being intercepted.
Right there, 54 Mike. All right, T, let's, all right, T.
They'll begin the drive with Collins. Good move, but not much to show for it. Still inside the 5. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage.
Ship, watch the ship. Ohio, Ohio.
Hey, check Mike 46. Check Mike 46.
Ohio, Ohio.
Hey, get in the way.
Hut.
Now the former Utah man, this is Devontae Booker. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it'll be 3rd down.
Tight left, tight left. 3 down, 3 down. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Bronco football to begin quarter number 2. They'll need to convert a 3rd and 7, though, to start things out.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo.
Now back to throw. It's brought in complete. It's John Brown. And they're going to get the first down here as he's up to the 14. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down. So still backed up, but the situation not as dire now. 1st and 10 at the 14.
Ohio! Single, slot. Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an island.
fake here on first down. He's going to fire one deep. He's got a man complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion.
Throwing the out route and complete. It's Simon. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Booker on first down. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
46 to Mike. 46.
They'll run the counter with Collins. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
They allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff them for a loss.
Flex round! Flex round!
Got three. Three down.
Ohio!
Back to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Check 24. Check 24.
Over!
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. On 2nd down, Williams. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. Bradley Roby, the cornerback, there to make the stop.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Open man is Henderson. That's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. And the Broncos get there and take him down.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point.
Watch out.
He'll drop to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Derek Wolfe in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Detroit! Watch him now, Barney! Gun!
Check.
Watch him now, Barney!
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's going to rifle one deep, and that's caught inside the 35. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A big play there. 82 yards. And the Broncos able to show off their quick strike ability. Tucker with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And as we see so frequently here in Colorado, that one over the end line, so it'll come out to the 25. So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
Two minutes to go here in the first half. Back to Denver right after this.
Tight end right, tight end right.
Gun, 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 gun.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And that is incomplete. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and that just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, we'll see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Ohio, 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 Ohio.
They go play action here on first down. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
He's tight right here, he's tight on the right, tight on the right.
Ohio, Ohio.
Check safety, check safety.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Over the middle here to Brown. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. He got 29 yards that time.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Check three, check three.
Big edge, big edge, big edge.
Mike's 54.
Ohio! Ohio!
Yeah, let's get a sack lunch.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And a quick throw here that's complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. This quarterback now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10.
Mike, check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
They pitch it out to Collins. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
He'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. That one was intended for John Brown. And it's 3rd and 5. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So they get the 3, increase their lead to close out the half.
Excellent way to end a drive. Go into the locker room with a little bit of extra momentum after adding 3 to their total.
Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the upmen. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this 3rd quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Watch tight end. Tight right, tight right. 4 down. Alert. Slam.
And again, it's Collins. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Jam, 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 jam.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Simon. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 23 yards on the play. And boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Ohio! 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 Ohio!
I got you, boy.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
And I think that's going to go down as no gain but that doesn't seem fair for the effort that was presented on that play. That should go down as a loss. I know, I'm a defensive guy, but you got to like the play that was made.
He made a lot of those plays last week. He was AFC Defensive Player of the Week, picking up where he left off. The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Ohio!
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Being chased out left. Now he'll go deep down the middle. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Come on, boys, come on.
I got 19, Ohio!
Here we go, D. All day. Defense all day. All day.
Hold the look, hold.
And the blitz does come. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And I think the Chiefs have it. They do. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10.
Stop right there.
Watch him now, Barney! Watch him now, Barney!
They'll try to get this running game going with Williams. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Derek Wolfe there on the tackle.
Three down.
They'll look to throw here. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
All right, now, lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and that's going to make it 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
And Denver getting set to take the field. And last time, the fumble, the turnover. Now they still have the lead, but I don't think coaches care. The turnovers will bother them no matter what the scoreboard says.
That's the relief that you still have the lead, but coaches look at what if and what it should be. Turning the ball over when they get a chance to score more points and increase the lead, that's what's going to affect them.
And they're also thinking to future weeks, maybe when the game's closer, right?
No doubt about it. You want to clean up everything. Let's just be honest about it. They want everything to be perfect at all times. They don't want to give up anything that's going to hurt their team.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23.
Right there, 54, right there, 54 Mike. Man, I got you.
Back to throw here. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But it looked like, fortunately, the Broncos able to recover.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
3 down. Flex round. Alert three.
Go.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Returnable for Thomas. Oh, and now he bowls him over. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Chiefs in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10.
Tight ends on the loose. Tight ends on the loose.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19. Over.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to wind up, and he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. Thought they had something going there to break that goose egg here in the second half, but to no avail.
Hope was alive until that interception. What a terrific play, taking the ball away after it looked like they were starting a drive.
And now that shutout still standing. You know that's something those defensive guys hold a lot of pride on, too.
No doubt about it. They are excited about where they are in this game.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Watch 19. Watch 19. Let's go. Kill. Tight dog.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Brown. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
On is the punter King to send it away. And now here comes Kansas City. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
They begin the drive with Williams. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Welcome back now to Denver. It's the Chiefs with a football, but with work to do on the scoreboard. They trail as we start quarter number 4. Again, it's Williams. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched times and made some adjustments. The Chiefs on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3.
No, check, Patriot!
He'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City 1st down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. Sua Craven's up to make the stop.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
And completes it to Kirk over the middle. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
The Chiefs on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll set up a throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They're able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Even though this offense doesn't have a single point to its name, they're not totally out of this game yet. A touchdown here, they could be in business.
And how about that last play? Now they've got momentum going, so you know I'm a big advocate. Get back on the line of scrimmage. Throw another play out.
He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Shaquille Barrett coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense, I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah. He needs better protection, that's for sure. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Looking to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out.
Detroit!
Check 15, check 15.
Watch him now, Barney!
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And no, it's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Broncos will take over on downs. So still over 3 minutes remaining in this game, but boy, not getting that when that hurt.
That's a little bit demoralizing, so they have to be careful about that because still have an opportunity if they can get some things done on defense. But now, since they've taken over on downs, a team with the ball, guess what? Throwing the 4-minute offense, maybe they can put this thing away.
And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Mike's by 4. Let's go.
They go again with Collins. A nice little juke. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. It'll be a gain of 11, and that'll make it 3rd and 1. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding, keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
They'll try and run forward with Collins. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still...
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. It's Chris Harris with a pick, and his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. And that was a young pup, the rookie, being intercepted by a veteran DB.
And I loved our quick conversation in pregame with him on the field, where he said, hey, look, I love playing these young quarterbacks. They don't know a whole lot yet, so I can use my mind to put me in a position to make a play.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Shake it, Humphrey.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. That's it, baby. That's it.
Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
Ohio. Hey, check. 3 down. Watch the shift.
They'll set up to throw. And the Chiefs are going to get him.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
That's what I'm talking about, D. That's what I'm talking about.
And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. So there you go, partner. How about that?
Oh, that was pretty cool.
That will tie the all-time record set by Matt Prater of the Broncos back in 2013.
And you know, when Prater hit from 64, that was like breaking DiMaggio's streak or breaking the 4-minute mile of Bannister. Tom Dempsey, 63. That was a legendary number. So to top that here, even if it just ties the record, pretty darn awesome.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Wide open receiver complete. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Alert! 3 down. Undercrush. Over! Watch him now, Barney!
On first down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Check nickel, nickel, nickel. Six guy. Check six guy. Watch twist. Watch the hut. Alert flare. Alert flare. Flare. Flare.
The drive starts with a run by Collins. And he'll power his way up near the 25. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs, as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
46 to Mike. 40.
This is Collins on the toss. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 7.
Mike 46. Mike 46. Don't say nothing. Ohio! Ohio! Flex round! Flex round! Check, check. Hut! Hut!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. And a timeout here. Timeout taken, whistles blown. Timeout taken by the receiving team, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And now here comes Kansas City. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Over the middle, he finds Henderson complete. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. On play action, they'll throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This will be 3rd and 5.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now back to throw. Open man is Henderson. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long?
Shift, shift.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
He'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Let's go, defense.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun,
They'll look to throw. And able to find Kirk complete. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Gun! Detroit! Detroit! Gun!
Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
36. Single.
Detroit!
Wide. Get wide. Hey, check.
Gun!
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And that will write a finish to this ball game. The storyline of this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is. And what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them, going along with those zeros in the time column too.
So for Denver, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they'll have another home date next week as the Miami Dolphins come to town. Meanwhile, for Kansas City, the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And they will get a home date next week against the Los Angeles Chargers. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
Here's a good Halloween trick. Buy a bunch of Reese's. There you go. Turn off all the lights in your house. Yeah. And then you just don't answer the door. Not sorry, Reese's.